Hi, and hello to our channel where we talk about filmmaking, digital art, and everything connected to that. My name is Nina, and I'm a cinematographer for 6 years and digital artist for 8 years. In today's video, I'm gonna talk to you about the EOS R versus EOS R6. In my opinion, EOS R6 is just EOS R but on steroids. If you want to know why, let me show you. In which segments is the EOS R better? EOS R is currently priced at $2,299 versus $2,499 that is priced EOS R6. So if you're just going to buy body only, you're gonna save about $200 if you're going with the EOS R. But EOS R is having a much bigger resolution, coming at 30 megapixels versus 20 megapixels that comes with EOS R6. If you are a pixel peeper when it comes to photography, I would suggest that you go with EOS R because 30 megapixels is a lot better than 20 megapixels. But if you're into videography a bit more, then I say that you stick with the EOS R6 because 20 megapixels for videography is actually a little better. Number of focus points: 5,655 focus points versus 1,053 focus points. It has 3.2-inch fully articulated screen versus 3 inches fully articulated screen on the EOS R6, and it also has a lot more dots. If you're going to constantly check your footage after you've taken the shot or after you've taken your video, the experience of viewing that footage on your camera will be a lot better on the EOS R because it has a lot more dots on the screen. But the resolution on the viewfinder is the same, so only the screen is different. 480 megabits per second on the R, while we have 120 megabits per second on the R6. So 4K 30 frames per second, we're having such a difference in megabits per second, meaning that action shots and anything that's moving a lot in your frame won't have that smooth flow that maybe on EOS R will have. Maybe it's an exaggeration, maybe I'm like over the top with this, but battery life is a bonus for EOS R. Not a huge difference, but still I'm taking that into consideration. Why the EOS R6 is better than the EOS R? First thing that is better is the new processor, which is Digic X versus Digic 8. Second thing is the ISO. The more you have pixels, the less light is going to let in, because each pixel is a lot smaller. But if you have less pixels on the same sensor size as in all cameras, each pixel is gonna be a lot bigger, meaning that every single pixel will attract a lot more light than what would happen if you had 30 megapixels. In-body image stabilization. With the stabilization that comes inside the camera body and the stabilization that comes on the lens, you're in a position that when you're traveling, you don't have to carry your gimbal with you. This camera has 20 FPS continuous drive. You're gonna have the absolute killer beast for sports photography and action shots. Not only for sports photography, but literally if you're taking portraits of kids that are constantly moving or animals that are very fast, having more than 10 FPS is so super beneficial because you're actually able to get those shots, and you need to have those 4K 60 frames per second to slow down the footage because we already have 8K on R5. You're still gonna be stuck at 4K 30 frames per second, meaning that you won't be able to do slow motion shots at 4K at all. Like, that's really bad for 2020. Like, that would be okay if it's 2016 or let's say 17, but in 2020 when technology is developing so fast, rapidly, like upgrading, having just 30 frames per second in 4K is really low. You need to have 2 dual card slots in a camera. It's absolutely necessity. What similarities Canon EOS R and EOS R have? Shutter speed, sensor size, flash, sync speed, and they also have the same sensor type, which is the CMOS sensor. Let's see the size of these cameras. The R, which is our first camera that we're going to take a look, is 139 millimeters wide, and it has 84 millimeters in length. while EOS R6 is 139 millimeters wide and has 88 millimeters of length, meaning that it's a little bit longer. In terms of design, these cameras are very similar. You can see them side by side. They look very similar. Fully articulated screens, dials. The only thing that there is no on top screen, as already said. They changed the buttons to wheels, which is like mind-blowing because I love wheels so much. I've used buttons on my EOS 600D, and while they were okay, transferring to the wheels, it's so much faster to dial the settings, and I love it. So having it on R6 is actually such a cool feature. There is no joystick. They've went back to the previous joystick, which is, in my opinion, a lot better. One card slot is shooting. It's saving that same footage on the other card. If one card goes dead, you have entire wedding, entire project saved on the other card. Your client will not file a lawsuit against you for them paying the service and not getting the final product. Yeah, which is really important. What about the R5? Why am I not mentioning the R5 the entire video? While everyone else is comparing the R6 to R5, I'm like ditching the R5 and comparing it to R? Like, am I nuts? Well, yeah, usually I am nuts, but the reason why I'm not comparing the R5 is because I cannot afford it. It's not something that's within my price range. It's something that I cannot afford. I can only afford something more closer towards the R6 and the R, so I have to put that aside. But if you have money, go for R5 because it's such a beast of a camera. Boy oh boy, how much I love this camera. Just looking at the specs and watching the test videos, God, I love this camera. It has 45 megapixels. The ISO is amazing. The dynamic range is super smooth. Just think about the Canon colors. This is a card beast. It has CFS cards included with the SD cards, like the 8K resolution. Like, what the heck? I have never seen the 8K footage in my entire life. And last year, we were like joking about 4K 60 frames per second because only a few cameras had it, and now we have 8K on a full frame camera. Like, I cannot find one single thing that I would say like it's bad about this camera beside the price, but the fact that I'm broke is like not Canon's issue. So yeah. R6 or R5, whatever you choose, you won't miss. These are amazing cameras that everyone will always love. Just remember the legendary 5D, 6D, or 7D. Those cameras did so much for the industry. Now it's time we'll let these new bad boys run the world. If you want to support us, then press the subscribe button down there and turn the notification bell so you're always notified when we upload a new video. Thank you whoever subscribed until now. We have 111 people. Thank you everyone that subscribed already. We love you so much. Until next time and the next video, goodbye.